This is the High School Coaches Roundtable Show, broadcasting from Sandy's Beef and Ale, where friends and family go for great food and all the big games since 1967. Each week, we broadcast from 2028 Old Lincoln with the stars from the Bucks County football teams. We now go live to Sandy's Beef and Ale for the High School Coaches Roundtable Show. Here now is your host, WBCB's Chris Ermer.
Good evening. Welcome on out to Sandy's Beef and Ale, the home of the world-famous hand-carved Sandy Witch, for the High School Coaches Roundtable Show, presented by Rob's Automotive, brought to you by Lower Bucks Hospital and the Fella Auto Group. And we talk with the local high school football programs once a week. We're going to get started with the Pennsbury Falcons. Coach Simon here, and talking a little bit about their upcoming game against CB West. And coming off of a low-scoring loss, Coach Simon, tell us a little bit about the game against CB South. You guys kept it low-scoring, hung in there throughout, but unfortunately you don't come away with the win. Is there any type of moral victory that you guys took out of that game in order sticking with such a top team in the SOL National?
I wouldn't say necessarily a moral victory because we did not win the game, but we definitely knew that we left it on the field, we gave it everything we had, and we tried to just move forward from that, use that as a learning experience. Coach Snyder's pretty good at doesn't allow us to worry about things that happened in the past. Who's ever on the team, that's who we have, and we just move forward.
All right, so what was Coach Snyder's message right after that game? What has he been preaching this week in order to be ready for another tough SOL national opponent?
Right. So his attitude after the game was he did recognize that we had really played with a lot of effort, and he also knew that we needed to make some improvements. We checked the film. We got to get better. You always can get better, and he's puts a good game plan together. I'd mentioned that in the past, and he did, I think, this week again.
So, Coach Simon, what are some of the small things that you guys are trying to tighten up and tidy up this week in order to get ready for, again, another tough team, a game we have coming up on WBCB?
Well, the quarterback from CB South was, he's district champ quarterback, second year. They have a good team. He's a little bit. And I'm not trying to overstate this. He's an SOL version, but he had a little Menzel to him. Right? He was. I think you saw
a little Johnny football.
Yeah, a little. He could throw off platform. He could. He had a wiggle to him. He could break it away. The CB West quarterback can also run, but he's like a more A to B downhill type of runner.
Gotcha.
So we got to get a little ready for that. I'm not saying he doesn't have any wiggle, but I think the kid Pinkerton really, he has shown it. I've watched him a lot, and he always, you think you have him and you don't.
Yeah, he was impressive, a dual threat quarterback. And again, you guys kept it low scoring, and a couple of turning points in that game, a snap over the head of your punter that ended up being a big part of the win for the Titans. So you guys get ready for the Bucks. And Coach Simon, appreciate your being here with us. Each week these guys get to take a little bit of a break here, have a sandwich, sit down, talk some football, deepen the relationships between the coaches and the players. And all the players that join us get a High School Coaches Roundtable T-shirt. We all have a good time. So, Coach, tell us who you brought with you tonight for the Roundtable show.
So we have Andrew Dale here. Andrew Dale is a defensive end, but he didn't start the season defensive end. He was a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
And he's a 2-year starter, and he started last year at defensive tackle the whole season. Due to some injuries, we had to make some movements, and he's really, really strong in the weight room, and we moved him out to end, and he's done a really nice job out there in a spot that basically he probably didn't start the season thinking he was going to play, but he's doing a great job for us.
Well, Andrew, welcome to the show. Thanks for being with us tonight. Tell us about that transition from inside defensive lineman to defensive end, and have you had to develop some rush tactics maybe some edge rush stuff?
So I played nose tackle before. That was a lot more of just like double teams, getting head up with the center sometimes. And then when I got switched to anchor during like 2 weeks ago, that was just like a complete different position. I have to like contain, make sure like they don't get outside of me. And then last week when we were practicing, we really focused on the buck sweep on CB South.
Yeah.
And I think that practice really just helped me in the game.
I mean, do you feel like that transition now you feel comfortable out there
Yeah.
at that defensive end spot? Yeah. Falcons 3-3. What are some of the small things that you feel like you guys need to do better in order to get past that 500 mark and get a win over a good CB West team?
I really think it's just like small mistakes that we make. Like last week, both sides of the ball, we had small mistakes. Just offense going to get a push. Defense, we let up a couple points.
Averaging 6 tackles for a loss here. Andrew Dale with us, representing the Pennsbury Falcons. So everybody gets to take a break and think about things other than football. When you take a break from football, what are some of the things that you like to do off the field?
So when I'm not on the field, I'll either be lifting, doing schoolwork. I work on the weekends. I detail cars.
Yeah, we missed you at the Pennsbury football preview show because you were working that night?
Yeah, I was working that night.
Well, it's great to have you with us tonight. Still thinking about different colleges maybe? I mean, what's the next step for you when you think after graduation?
Yeah, I've been building my list. I'm probably going to get it done in like November is when I'm probably going to start applying.
Well, it's a big decision, so
yeah,
take your time with it, and hopefully you get the right spot for yourself. Good luck this week against CB West, guys. Thanks so much for being here for the High School Coaches Roundtable Show. The Pennsbury Falcons in the house here at Sandy's. All right, thanks so much to Coach Simon, Andrew Dale. All right, we're talking with the rivals here, Pennsbury and now Neshaminy. We're going to bring the Redskins up here as we let Coach Simon and Andrew get back to their Sandy Witches. Hey, don't forget, on October the 7th, they're going to have a basket fundraiser to support Challenger football here at Sandy's. It's a great event and supports a worthy cause. Challenger football allows special needs athletes to play the game of football on Sundays, and that all happens at Heartbreak Ridge at Neshaminy High School. And no heartbreak on Sundays. Everybody has a great time, and they get to share the game of get that set for you.
God,
yeah, flip that thing around. So, Coach Wilmot, tell me a little bit about the Bucks. It seemed like in the second half they were able to get the ground game going a little bit, and a game that was it certainly seemed like it was a winnable game. It was, just a few things here or there that made a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, on film, what I saw on film, I said, like they had a good offense, and I think our defense did a pretty good job against them, but they also had a really, really good defense. They were really aggressive. They got to the ball. We were able to do some stuff against them, but not nearly enough. They got us.
What are some opportunities you see when you look at the Penridge Rams and get ready for this week's game? Again, another one that we have on WBCB.
Offensively, I'm excited because, Carter Klee, our running back, will be back full-time. He kind of was part-time a little last week, kind of just getting back into it, but we have him back full-time. They play a triple-stack defense, which is kind of a blitzing type of defense. Very balanced, very kind of a base type of defense. And, I think I'm excited to execute our offense against their defense. And on offense, they kind of run that pistol wing tee type of deal. A lot of outside sweeps, a lot of isolation plays on the inside. And very similar to what Central Bucks ran. So all we have to do is kind of carry over the game plan from last week into this week.
Coach, I was just talking about Challenger football. They have the basket raffle here at Sandy's on October the 7th. All three of these guys are part of that Challenger football program. Happens on Sundays at Neshaminy. What role, if any, do the Neshaminy coaches play in Challenger football? Do you have guys down there on the field, or is that an opportunity to take a break for the Neshaminy coaches, and that's the Challenger team that takes over?
Yeah, it's the Challenger team that takes over. I'm there every week. I help just get things organized the best I can, but it's really all Bob and Joan Wargo and Rick Lee, who's worked there forever, and Denny Oh my God, from Council Rock South, Denny Cox does a lot for him. I'm there every week. I support. Our parents club supports the Challenger by supplying pretzels and water. So I'm there, but I'm just cheering these guys on. And I'm very proud of them too. They do a really good job every single week.
All right, we're going to ask these guys about Challenger football. Coach, tell us who you brought with you tonight for the roundtable.
To my right is Chris Long. So Chris Long started his year with the bang. He caught that overtime ball from Nick Sassano. We had Nick here last week.
That was the Emmaus win, right?
The Emmaus win. But I'll tell you what, Chris has really, really come on strong on defense. We were looking for a guy who can come downhill from a secondary position and make tackles, and Chris has filled that role in a big way. Had 10 tackles against Central Bucks West. He's not the biggest guy in the whole world, but he plays with his entire heart. He plays with two hearts. So really proud of him. To the right is R.J. Escher and Kieran Dernan. They're two of my offensive linemen. These are two guys that I've known since 10 years old. They played baseball with my son their whole life, and it's just been really fun to watch them grow up, having dreams of playing for Neshaminy football and actually, it being their senior year, and then they get to live out their dream every week, banging up there in the trenches.
Well, guys, welcome to the show. Chris, walk me through that play. Again, you guys get the big win over Emmaus. It was a signature victory for this team. When you heard your number called in the huddle, what were you thinking? When the ball was in the air, what was going through your mind?
I had to solidify the game. I had to get it done. They called my name, and I was ready the whole time.
Now, Coach said you play with two hearts. Did those hearts start to beat a little bit faster, or do you able to keep those emotions and all that under control?
They start getting faster during the game, and as the game goes on, it starts going down, and just feel good.
Then you have a big play like that, it starts to beat a little bit faster again. Must be awesome to hear your coach sing your praises about how you've taken on this new role. How's that been, that transition? You feel comfortable where you're at now on the field, know what to expect?
Yeah. I feel really comfortable about it. At first, I was confused. I was kind of nervous to play that role, but then once I started going, I just got really good at it.
All right, tell me about your experience helping with Challenger football.
It's a really good experience, actually. It's really fun, and it's just a good thing to do for them kids.
Is this something you've done in past years? Is this your first year?
Coming up on my fourth year, so I did it since my freshman year, yeah.
That is great. Working with the same athlete, or you get sometimes different guys that you get teamed up with?
My freshman and sophomore year, I kind of changed through people, but the last 2 years I've been with my one kid.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks so much for being here at the show. Good luck this week against the Rams. And let's turn to your teammate here. RJ is up next. Welcome to the show. So tell me about the offensive line chemistry. That's my go-to question for offensive linemen. How have things been coming together with Neshaminy game in and game out? Do you feel like you guys are improving and seeing positive things as you go through each game?
Yeah, I definitely feel like we're working together every week. We're getting stronger together. All off season, we lifted as one group, as one. We're very focused on double teams and everything, so we're always working together in there. Most of us go one way, so we're always together during practice and everything. And during games, we're making our calls for each other as loud as we can. And we'll tell someone if their call wasn't loud enough or anything. Every week, we're just trying to get better together.
What are some little things that you guys could do a little bit better, that you're hearing from your coaches, that might lead to a big win over Penridge this week?
Just the little things. For example, when I'm doing my 3 steps, I go a little bit too upfield, so I'm missing the block just a little bit too much instead of getting more of the guy like I should. That
really sounds like such a subtle difference, but those differences can make a huge difference when it comes to the results in the game. What is your experience like working in Challenger football on Sundays?
Oh, I love it. Every week I try to get there. even if I'm on vacation, I would come home. Like a couple weeks ago, my parents went camping, and I came home a day early to go to Challenger on Sunday.
And is that something that, again, has been part of your Neshaminy football experience, like throughout your time with the Redskins?
Yeah, I'm coming up on my 4th year as well doing it. I've done it every year. You really make like a connection with the kids that you're with.
All right, anything that you see as a key this week to get past the Rams?
I mean, mainly just fixing the little things from last week.
All right, and now we'll move on here to Kieran. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being with us tonight. How about what you're hearing from coaches, what you think is one of the keys in order to get a win this week over Penridge?
Just do our jobs, and like we've been practicing all week on what we need to do better at, and I think we'll be good for Saturday.
So what's it like to get out there on a Sunday and to help a special needs athlete and do all that stuff? It must be pretty rewarding, a good feeling after you put that time in.
Yeah, it feels good because like since they can't like suit up on Friday nights, just help them on Sunday mornings and do what they like to do.
All right, you guys look back at that Bucks game and you break down the film. What were some of the positive things that you guys could build off of going into the Rams?
The drive that we had before halftime, it was going good until time ran out, and we were just driving down the field, and even the touchdown that we scored, we drove down the field in like a minute, something like that, and. Yeah.
If you can go back there, kind of replicate that stuff, should be good for you guys. Well, good luck this week against Penridge. Thanks for being with us tonight for the Roundtable Show. The Neshaminy Redskins in the house, 4-2, looking to get to 5-2 this week, and we got the game for you on WBCB. We're going to step aside, take care of a couple of quick messages, and return in just a bit. We got the Bensalem Owls here, Council Rock South in the house. And we will talk with more high school football teams in just a moment. The Fighting Owls are with us next.
Sandy's Beef and Ale has been serving famous hand-carved roast beef sandwiches since 1967. Sandy's Beef and Ale is located in the Woodburn Square Shopping Center next to the Oxford Valley Mall. Stop in anytime for not only the roast beef sandwiches, but also the patty, the tailgater, and the Cuban. Family and friends have been coming to Sandy's Beef and Ale since 1967. 2028 Old Lincoln Highway, the home of the hand-carved sandwich.
If you're a sports-loving adult or senior citizen who has been injured while doing what you love, fear not. The Lower Bucks Hospital right in our community is here to support you. Led by board-certified orthopedic surgeon Dr. Monahim M. Miller, boasting 33 years of experience, their team specializes in orthopedic sports medicine, joint replacement surgeries, orthopedic surgeries, trauma care, and treating acute injuries. Unlike orthopedic offices in the city, Dr. Miller and his team warmly welcomes new patients, offering personalized care to help your recovery swiftly and return to your favorite activities. Conveniently located in your hometown at 501 Bath Road in Bristol, you can reach them at 215-785-9818. That's 215-785-9818. Lower Bucks Hospital has been dedicated to caring for our neighbors since 1954. Let us take care of you too.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs.
Rob's Automotive and Collision Center in Lower Bucks County is a full-service repair center with competitive prices, top-of-the-line products, and the finest auto body and mechanical repair technicians anywhere. Rob's makes repairing your car easy. Same-day service guaranteed. Whether it's an oil change, state inspection, or a mechanical issue, Rob's will have you in and out and on your way. 2700 Veterans Highway in Bristol, 215-826-9200 for 24-hour emergency towing. Call 215-826-0250.
We now return to Sandy's Beef and Ale in Langhorne for the Bucks County Coaches Roundtable Show. Once again, here's your host, WBCB's Chris Ermer.
All right, welcome back to Sandy's Beef and Ale, home of the world-famous Sandy Witch and home of the High School Coaches Roundtable show presented by Rob's Automotive. We get together once a week, and we're joined by high school football programs like the Bensalem Fighting Owls, 3-3, and coming off of a big win over CR South. And Coach Stewart is with us. Coach, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about how you guys put it together to get a win against the Golden Hawks.
Well, first of all, thanks for inviting us. I'm happy to be here. We just basically tried to focus on ourselves and doing what we need to do, and things kind of worked out for us. Over the last couple weeks, we had a couple injuries, so we were able to get a couple guys back, and then we focused on some new guys, trying to develop some new guys, and then the kids played hard. They played hard, and we had some success, a little bit of luck here and there. And we was able to pull out a much-needed victory for us.
All right, so now you guys get ready for Souderton. They always seem like a tough team in that league. What kind of preparations are you guys going through? What do you expect to see from the Indians?
Well, first and foremost, do your job, right? So that's been our mantra all week, is just learning how to line up right and execute what we're supposed to do, and then everything else will kind of pan out for us, hopefully.
I mean, that's kind of been the messaging that I've been hearing from the Bensalem Owls coaches that have joined us each week, that you guys are really focused on what you all need to do.
Right.
And instilling a type of toughness in these players. Seems like that has netted some good results. You guys got some good mojo going right now.
It has. First thing is, last year we were really young, so a lot of our players last year were some first-time players, and now they have the experience from last year that we're bringing into this year, and we're just trying to add, kind of like a stepping stone. We want to start small and just trying to keep building with the guys that we have.
And, it just takes a while for a program to establish the type of traction, to start to grow and build. And it seems like from last year to this year, you guys can point to a lot of things that say this program is moving in the right direction. And, especially with the players that you brought back, and having the participation that you guys have, all seems like it's all good right now for the Fighting Owls.
Right, it's coming together day by day, step by step. So we're just trying to focus on what's immediately ahead of us, not trying to look too far down the road, and just focus on practicing better and just getting better each day.
Yeah, and the job's not done yet. Still a lot of football to be played. So, Coach, tell us who you brought with you tonight for the Roundtable show. We'll meet some of the Bensalem Fighting Owls.
Right. So I have the two guys with me. Both guys are juniors, and both guys were starters last year. So they're some of the guys that I talked about. So I got Thomas Bailey with me. He plays wide receiver, and he plays defensive back. He's having an outstanding year this past week. He had 2 touchdowns, and he had over 100 yards, so he's doing really well, and he had an interception on defense. As well as I have Evan Varallo with us. He plays receiver. He's a full-time receiver, and he's a full-time defensive back. This past game, he had 7 tackles, 2 pass breakups, and he played a significant amount of plays, not only on offense and defense, but on special teams as well.
Well, guys, welcome to the show. Sounds like they keep you busy over there. Tell me about the 2 touchdown scores. Kind of walk us through what the play call was, and how you were able to get yourself in the end zone.
Well, I think the play call was, the play call was to the right. But then I saw a cutback, so I cut it back, and I scored from there. And then the second one, I just had to beat the dude to the edge to make it to the end zone.
The one sounds like you got to use your natural vision to see where those holes are opening up, and then just trust yourself to turn it upfield. Congratulations on the win over CR South.
Thank you.
Do you think some teams maybe overlook this Owls team, and you guys are starting to change perceptions out there?
I feel like they overlook us because past couple of years we haven't been able to make it to the playoffs or anything. But this year I feel like we've been working hard in practice, keeping our mind right, and
that hard work paying off for the Fighting Owls. What are you hearing from your coaches this week that you guys need to do well in order to get a win over Souderton? And like Coach was saying, maybe it's not anything different this week. It might be some of the same stuff, but what's that messaging that you're hearing to get a win?
Well, I think they're trying to tell us, just the focus in practice, no messing around, nothing. And when we get to the game, just play your game. Play the game you love.
I mean, has that been something that this team has done pretty well, get to business and get focused in?
Yes.
I mean, some of that comes straight down from Coach Houston. What's he like to work with?
I think Coach Houston's a pretty awesome guy. I actually like him as a coach. He pushes us, make us work hard, no matter what.
I mean, it sounds like high expectations, and that's what you want from a head football coach. Well, everybody gets to take a break here at the Roundtable show. What do you do when you get to take a break away from football?
Well, when I take a break from football, I don't really get a break because I play other sports. I run track, and I used to play baseball.
Yeah.
But I can't really play baseball no more, so I just run track, just get faster, focus on football.
I mean, there it sounds like you're busy on the football field and with other activities. And thanks for coming out here to the Roundtable show tonight. Good luck this week against Souderton. All right, well, now we'll turn to Evan. Welcome to the show. So, what do you think the key is in order to get a win over Souderton, kind of keep this good momentum going for this Fighting Owls team?
Yeah, to beat Souderton, we just got to all focus on ourselves. And everyone just got to lock in. We were intense last week. We got to keep the intensity up.
All right, so what would you say the identity of this Owls team is? Could you put your finger on it? That's not always an easy thing to define. And you guys now, again, a big win over CR South. What was the identity of the team in order to get a win this past week?
Fighting Owls. We were fighting all game. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Just punch them in the mouth. That's it.
I mean, same thing I was asking Thomas. You think, like, perceptions are changing a little bit? And
Definitely.
It may make the rest of this season a little bit more challenging. Now, everybody knows that you guys are out there.
Yeah, all our younger guys are getting older. We're all just getting stronger and better. Coaches are doing what they need to be doing. Yeah.
All right, well, good luck this week against Souderton. Evan, what do you do when you get to take a break from the football field and get away from school and stuff? What do you like to do?
Go to the gym and then lock in on school. That's it.
Good academics?
Yeah.
I will keep that going. For both you guys, any thoughts of what might be next after graduation or
I plan on going to college.
Yeah.
Doing 4 years in college, maybe less. I'm just focused on trying to make it to the league. If I don't make it to the league, I'd probably run track.
Well, you guys, I mean, keep on focusing on those dreams and dream big. And what about you, Evan? Any college plans or top choices?
Just 4 years of college. Just get a good career to set my life up, yeah.
Well, stick to it, guys. Thanks for being with us tonight for the Roundtable show presented by Rob's Automotive. Coach Stewart, appreciate it. The Bensalem Fighting Owls, 3-3. And we'll let these guys go as we bring up the Morrisville Bulldogs next on the Roundtable show presented by Rob's Automotive and Collision. Again, Bensalem getting set for a tangle with Souderton. Tonight's show on BCB brought to you by the Fella Auto Group on Route 13 in Bristol. You get $250 right off the top if you mention the High School Coaches Roundtable show. Proud to support all the honorees here tonight. Meanwhile, we're going to step aside, take care of a couple of quick messages, and return with the Morrisville Bulldogs. We had their homecoming game this past Friday on BCB. It was a huge victory for Morrisville, and we'll talk about what's next for Bulldog football when we return on WBCB to the High School Coaches Roundtable show.
If you're a sports-loving adult or senior citizen who has been injured while doing what you love, fear not. The Lower Bucks Hospital right in our community is here to support you. Led by board-certified orthopedic surgeon Dr. Monahim M. Miller, boasting 33 years of experience, their team specializes in orthopedic sports medicine, joint replacement surgeries, orthopedic surgeries, trauma care, and treating acute injuries. Unlike orthopedic offices in the city, Dr. Miller and his team warmly welcomes new patients, offering personalized care to help your recovery swiftly and return to your favorite activities. Conveniently located in your hometown at 501 Bath Road in Bristol, you can reach them at 215-785-9818. That's 215-785-9818. Lower Bucks Hospital has been dedicated to caring for our neighbors since 1954. Let us take care of you too. Are you looking for a custom gift for your favorite athlete? Something that is personal to each individual for their favorite sport? The Ball Girl will customize all of your equipment for you. From footballs, soccer balls, bowling pins, or even cheerleading megaphones, call Jamie at The Ball Girl. 215-499-9751. That's 215-499-9751 and have your very own keepsake piece. Go to jamie@theballgirl.com, JAYME @theballgirl.com, or call 215-499-9751 today. Remember, Jamie at theballgirl.com for all your custom sports balls.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs.
Rob's Automotive and Collision Center in Lower Bucks County is a full-service repair center with competitive prices, top-of-the-line products, and the finest auto body and mechanical repair technicians anywhere. Rob's makes repairing your car easy. Same-day service guaranteed. Whether it's an oil change, state inspection, or a mechanical issue, Rob's will have you in and out and on your way. 2700 Veterans Highway in Bristol, 215-826-9200 for 24-hour emergency towing. Call 215-826-0250.
We now return to Sandy's Beef and Ale in Langhorne for the Bucks County Coaches Roundtable Show. Once again, here's your host, WBCB's Chris Ermer.
Welcome back to the High School Coaches Roundtable Show, presented by Rob's Automotive and Collision, brought to you by Lower Bucks Hospital and the Fella Auto Group. And with us now, the Morrisville Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs are rolling 5-1, a huge victory on homecoming night. And with us is Coach Jason Elzey. Coach, big win for you guys, and it was a whole team win. Everybody got to be part of the victory. It kind of was a party from start to finish out there.
Yeah, it was a great game. We actually got to score some of our senior linemen, so everybody got to touch the ball. Everybody got plenty of play time. It was a great game all around. All
right, so a big lopsided victory. You kind of turned the page. Was there anything that you felt you guys were able to learn from the tape study in that game? I mean, it was so one-sided that I almost think you just move on and I don't know, maybe look at other weeks.
Yeah, so really it was more getting our twos, their technique right, just getting them used to what they're supposed to do and getting them lined up and such.
I would imagine for some of those twos, it was the first time they were in that film study environment, and that can be a little bit of a different situation.
Yeah, 100%. They didn't really like being on the hot seat that the starters normally are on.
All right, so what's the key for you guys to continue to rack up victories and get ready for a district run and all that stuff? You got Kip Du Bois coming up next. What are you seeing? What kind of challenges do they present? What opportunities are out there for you guys?
Honestly, we have to come out and play our game. We have to win the line of scrimmage, and we have to play our game aggressive, and we win games by manhandling the line of scrimmage. That's the only way we will ever win games. They have a bunch of athletes. It's not going to be a lopsided game. We're going to have to fight for this win, but at the end of the day, I have faith in my guys.
All right, one of the things I was excited to see in that homecoming game was Raymond Holman, who at one point was the #1 rusher in the state of Pennsylvania. From what I was seeing, I mean, from my unofficial stats or whatever, I think he had 4 touches in this game against Renaissance Academy, had more than 100 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
So he hardly played in that game. He ended up being our player of the game. Were you able to talk with Ray about feeling a certain sense of job not being done, or?
So no, Raymond is one of the most humble kids I've ever coached.
Or even just like feeling like he wishes he had more work just so he got his self going a little more.
So no, that's the kind of kid Raymond is. He gets his, and then he wants to get the other people more love. He'll tell Coach Cohen, hey,
Isaiah,
Right.
get Lorenz, get Shakur. Raymond wants to give everybody some love.
I mean, that was one of the first things that he said in our post-game interview was that it was great to have such a good early start so we could get all the twos in and everybody could be part of this homecoming experience.
100%.
All right, so moving on to play Kip Du Bois. We're going to have that game on WBCB as well. Mike Warren is going to have the call. Coach Elsie, tell us who you brought here tonight for the Roundtable show.
So I brought Isaiah Cooks. He is my right tackle and my starting nose guard. And I brought Gavin, I'm going to butcher last name, Zalonka. And he is my right guard and D tackle.
Guys, welcome to the show. Isaiah, tell us a little bit about what the feeling is like within the school as you guys continue to have success on the field.
The feeling within the school is great. It feels good, going 5 and...
Push that microphone up just a little bit there. Well, thank you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I don't know. Your microphone's down for some reason. See if you can switch microphones there. Sorry, guys. Our guest Isaiah Cooks here from Morrisville Football.
Okay, yep, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's working. Sorry about that. What the heck did I ask you?
You asked how's feeling in the school, how's everything going?
Yes. I mean, you guys are 5-1 here. I mean, it's like a whole new, I don't know, it's like a new era for the Bulldogs.
It's definitely a different energy, It's definitely good when, coming from that 5-1, just working hard out there.
All right, so what is the key to keep it going and keep that feeling alive here as you guys move on?
A lot of us just stay confident, a couple of us keep watching film, just stay to our assignment, things of that nature, and stay aggressive. Always stay aggressive.
All right, tell me a little about your homecoming experience. I mean, what was the preparation like? Did you have people there watching you? I mean, the band comes walking down the street playing the music and everything, and then the game was awesome for the Bulldogs.
Man, the game was ridiculous coming from that one. I didn't have any people out there watching, but it was definitely a good game. And, I don't know.
Maybe people checking you guys out on the stream that we had going. 8 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. All right, so getting ready for an upcoming opponent.
For sure.
What do you think you guys could do better? I mean, 5-1 is great, but there's always little things that coaches are reminding you of and keeping you guys honest about.
I say stay focused. A lot of us kind of get sidetracked. Last couple of our games, we started off a little slow, so that's it. Just come in a little faster and more aggressive and know our assignment.
Well, that was one of the things in the homecoming game that I had heard before, that you guys hadn't gotten off to a lot of quick starts.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things you guys were really emphasizing, certainly a quick start in that game.
Definitely.
It's got to be the same thing this week.
And for sure, we're just trying to stay to that. We're just trying to keep winning. Can't start off. We're just not trying to start off slow anymore.
Yeah, keep that trend going. Keep that going. All right, so everybody gets to take a break here at Sandy's and talk to their coaches, talk a little football, get away from the game. What do you do in order to relax, hobbies, other interests?
Right now, I just do other, school. I do college courses right now.
Nice.
For, trade, construction. So, just trying to stay focused, trying to see what school brings me, really. Just trying to see what after school.
Absolutely. Well, and as I was asking that question, I was thinking, for me, a lot of times when I'm away from football, I'm watching football.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of the game? Do you watch on Sundays and Saturdays?
Oh, yes, for sure. I was just talking to one of my friends about the Georgia and Alabama game. That was a real.
Oh, yeah, that was wild. That was wild.
That was a real good game.
And NFL guy, too?
You said NFL?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to watch
Eagles
the
guy?
NFL. The house is the Eagles guy.
I could tell there was something going on here.
Yeah. So the house is Eagles, but me personally, I like the Ravens.
All right. Well, they're one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Pass that microphone over to your teammate, if you would. Talk a little more about these Bulldogs with Gavin. And Isaiah, by the way, plays some basketball. We didn't mention that. That's on my cheat sheet here. Gavin, you play some baseball?
Yes, I do.
All right, so a big moment when it comes to Major League Baseball as we get now into postseason play. And a programming note, we haven't changed anything yet, but we're thinking about maybe moving next week's high school football show because the Phillies are playing on Wednesday night. So we're not sure. I think that's supposed to be game 4. If the Phillies can sweep them out, maybe they would lock it up before we even need to play game 4. But next Wednesday, right now, is scheduled to be game 4 of the NLDS. And here at Sandy's, they love to get the Red October going. It's a great spot to watch Phillies baseball, so they may move us around. Are you a Phillies guy?
Yeah, I'm a Phillies guy.
All right, got to be a Phillies guy. Come on. But you're definitely a Morrisville Bulldog guy. What's it been like this season? Same thing that I asked Isaiah. What's the vibe been like inside the school as you guys continue to succeed on the field?
Inside the school, it's been like a lot of people would come up to me and be like, when's the game? Like, what's the theme for the game? Just asking me a bunch of questions, just like excited about the next game.
You're like a minor celebrity over there now. Tell me about some of your highlights from this past homecoming game. I mean, everybody got to have a little bit of fun and got to have a moment in that game with even some offensive linemen scoring touchdowns. What, if you would say, what was your moment on that Friday night?
My moment was, every time Raymond Holman scored, because I count his touchdowns as my touchdowns, because without us blocking, he couldn't get there. So
absolutely,
I believe that every time that somebody gets in, that we all like celebrate together because it's a team effort.
That's a great way to look at it. How the offensive line always game in and game out, kind of developing that chemistry. How's that going for you guys? It must have felt great on Friday night to be able to move Renaissance Academy off the spot.
Yeah, team chemistry is really big with us. We a lot of us hang out outside of football, outside of school. We're all pretty good friends with each other. We try to do a lot of things together. We have like a fantasy football team together, so we all do things together.
You know, just a moment ago we were talking to the Bensalem Fighting Owls and kind of talking about how they had flipped the script this year and we're coming up with some big wins. I mean, same thing for Morrisville. Do you feel like the success that you guys are having actually is going to make the rest of this season a little bit tougher? Like teams, nobody's overlooking Morrisville at this point.
Yeah, I feel like the wins are definitely going to put a little bit of a target on our back. Like we need to beat Morrisville. We need to. It's just going to put a target on our back.
I mean, it certainly seems like all the team members I've talked to aren't concerned about that, though. They're like, you know, if that's how it is, come after us.
I mean, yeah, we just got to play our game, and if we play our game, there should be no reason to worry.
Well, a great night on Friday night with a homecoming victory for the Morrisville Bulldogs, pushing them to 5-1. And we've got more Friday night action as they take on Kip Du Bois. And Mike Warren is going to have the call of that game. Guys, good luck. Hopefully you guys can keep it going. And defending district champions, the Morrisville Bulldogs, with us. And we're going to step aside and return. We've got the Council Rock South Golden Hawks here in the house. So that's coming up next on the High School Coaches Roundtable Show presented by Rob's Automotive and Collision. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sandy's Beef and Ale has been serving famous hand-carved roast beef sandwiches since 1967. Sandy's Beef and Ale is located in the Woodburn Square Shopping Center next to the Oxford Valley Mall. Stop in anytime for not only the roast beef sandwiches, but also the patty, the tailgater, and the Cuban. Family and friends have been coming to Sandy's Beef and Ale since 1967. 2028 Old Lincoln Highway, the home of the hand-carved sandwich.
If you're a sports-loving adult or senior citizen who has been injured while doing what you love, fear not. The Lower Bucks Hospital right in our community is here to support you. Led by board-certified orthopedic surgeon Dr. Monahim M. Miller, boasting 33 years of experience, their team specializes in orthopedic sports medicine, joint replacement surgeries, orthopedic surgeries, trauma care, and treating acute injuries. Unlike orthopedic offices in the city, Dr. Miller and his team warmly welcomes new patients offering personalized care to help your recovery swiftly and return to your favorite activities. Conveniently located in your hometown at 501 Bath Road in Bristol, you can reach them at 215-785-9818. That's 215-785-9818. Lower Bucks Hospital has been dedicated to caring for our neighbors since 1954. Let us take care of you too.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs.
Rob's Automotive and Collision Center in Lower Bucks County is a full-service repair center with competitive prices, top-of-the-line products, and the finest auto body and mechanical repair technicians anywhere. Rob's makes repairing your car easy. Same-day service guaranteed. Whether it's an oil change, state inspection, or a mechanical issue, Rob's will have you in and out and on your way. 2700 Veterans Highway in Bristol, 215-826-9200 for 24-hour emergency towing. Call 215-826-0250.
We now return to Sandy's Beef and Ale in Langhorne for the Bucks County Coaches Roundtable Show. Once again, here's your host, WBCB's Chris Ermer.
Here at Sandy's Beef and Ale High School Coaches Roundtable Show, presented by Rob's Automotive and Collision, brought to you by the Fella Auto Group and Lower Bucks Hospital. And with us now, the Council Rock South Golden Hawks and Coach Root. And you guys got a big game against Truman. And tell me what you see when you break down the Tigers and what you guys need to do in order to get a victory this week.
So Truman, they are extremely fast. They have a lot of athletes over the field. They like to set pressure on defense. They like to press us out on the outside. And we, hopefully have a couple things installed where we can take advantage of, their defense. Offensively, they're running kind of like a hybrid wing T, but they are also, like I said, they're kind of banged up as well. But with athletes, you always have a chance.
All right, so you look back at this last week. What were some of the positives that you guys could take out of that game, even though it was a loss for the Golden Hawks? I mean, when I was talking with Bensalem, they even talked about a couple of bounces that went their way. If they went another way, I guess you can't look at back that like in that revisionist way. Right. But when you break down the film, what were some good things that you can take into this next week?
Right. Well, first off, hats off to Bensalem. They played a great game. They made more plays than we did. But one thing we could take out is our kids never gave up. They fought to the very end. Look back on the film, like I said, we're very young. We really start 2 seniors. So with that comes young mistakes and experience, but our kids never wavered. They kept fighting. And like I said, we're working day to day to get better.
And you got to keep that fight going here. A lot of football left here. We're going into week 7. I mean, that's kind of wild that we're already at that point in the high school football season, but that means you guys still have some big games in front of you, including this week against Truman. Coach, tell us who you brought with you tonight here for the Roundtable Show.
So I have Gavin Sudak, who is a wide receiver defensive back. I have Matt Muscucci, who is a D lineman, and I have Michael Moore, who is a tight end and D lineman as well.
All right, guys, welcome to the show. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Gavin, what is the key this week in order to beat the Truman Tigers?
So I think bouncing back after last week, we have a nice long week of practice, and I think getting back to, keeping our head down, getting to work, really focusing on fixing the errors that we had last week, and kind of just going in strong. I think that's the game plan.
All right, we all get to take a break here from football on a Wednesday, have a sandwich. What are some of the things you like to do away from the football field?
So I play track and field in the winter and spring. I pole vault, and I'm also the president of my class.
Wow, pole vaulting is kind of different.
Yeah, it's a blast.
There's not a lot of, how many pole vaulters are out there like in District 1? Does every team, Does Neshaminy have a pole vaulter and Pennsbury?
Most teams have a couple guys. You kind of see like it's very club based. A lot of like the best kids are kind of go to clubs.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I started at the end of my freshman year, end of my freshman year, and it's been a blast. I've had a good time.
You fly high up there, and also flying high as the president of the class.
Yes. Yes.
Like is that like politics in your future?
No, definitely not. Coming into my freshman year, my friends told me to run, and then I just kind of took off from there, and I've had fun with it.
All right, so when you look back at this last week, a tough game for you guys, what are little things that coaches pointed out there that you guys need to do better? You mentioned a couple of little things, and what are some of the mistakes that you guys need to tighten up?
Just playing our specific roles, not trying to, every person make the play. Play as a team, focus on just winning together.
We hear about nobody needs to be a hero.
Yeah.
Everybody just needs to play their role and do their thing.
Absolutely.
Well, hopefully that's going to be the formula for you guys to get past Truman. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
All right, now we'll talk with Matt. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, that microphone is working. All right. Tell me about what you do away from the football field to relax, unwind, other hobbies, activities.
I do wrestling. That's just like something I like to do. It's like pretty fun. I also am a part of like Rho Kappa, so that's like National Social Studies Honor Society, and I take pictures for that, and I'm in it. So we just do projects like Veterans Day stuff or like supporting the troops, just anything really social studies related.
All right, so you mentioned academics. What is next for you? Do you have plans at this point for what happens after graduation? Are you going to continue in that kind of social studies?
I'm gonna take like a big like change of course. I'm not gonna do anything social studies. I'm joining the Marines. So I already like worked on that, did that stuff. So that's like a lot. I think that's like big for my college and stuff like that. Like a big like turn. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to after high school.
All right, that's some big time stuff. What's the key to get a big time win over Truman this week?
I think just for us, like on the defensive side, like maybe just working on our tackling. I know like we did that in practice. So like just breaking down, just like hitting hard, just getting the tackles. I think that will actually get us like a win, honestly. That's like the big thing.
Well, this week seems like you guys got to get back in the win column over Truman, and it kind of has a little different feeling after coming off of the loss. You guys really need the bounce back. Pass that microphone over to your teammate, if you would, and we'll talk with Michael, who is with us here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so you're able to use your experience on the football field and kind of serve as almost as a coach for this team. What have you been talking with some of these guys about to get ready for this game against Truman?
Just being every day, being at practice every day. Just doing what I can. I'm really being there for whenever the team needs me and whatnot.
All right, we get to take a break from football. What do you do away from the field? What other stuff do you get involved with at Council Rock South?
I play volleyball, and I also go to tech school for a half of the day.
All right, so what should we expect from Council Rock South volleyball when the season swings around?
A lot more than last year.
Yeah?
A lot more wins.
Well, good luck on the volleyball court. And, with this Council Rock South team throughout the rest of the season, as you guys look down the rest of this year, are there any games that you have circled or that – I guess that last game against Council Rock North, I'm not sure where Council Rock North is tonight. Usually they're one of the teams that's here at Sandy's, but that game always holds a special significance.
Right, yeah. I'm looking forward to Quakertown. That's our senior night in the homecoming. And, North is, everybody loves North for South. It's always, high, really anticipating, but it's exciting.
No question. That's one of the biggest rivalries, I think. You guys basically same district and you come together. That is a battle every single year.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. Don't want to look too far into the future. This week, you guys are focusing on the Truman Tigers and looking to go to 3-4 on the season. Good luck, guys. Thanks so much for being here and part of our High School Coaches Roundtable show presented by Rob's Automotive. That's going to do it for us tonight here from Sandy's. Want to thank all the teams that are with us. Council Rock South, of course, the Golden Hawks, the Bensalem Fighting Owls, Also, Neshaminy and Pennsbury and the Morrisville Bulldogs. Sometimes we have Council Rock North mixed in here, the Bensalem Warriors, but I'm not sure what goes on. Next week might be interesting, too. Again, the NLDS is on Wednesday, so we might be moving the show. And also, this is the time of year where there's Jewish holiday observances. So some of the games that are on Friday night get moved up to Thursday. And on Thursdays, sometimes the team's preparing for a Thursday game. They say, we're not going to come out to the round table on Wednesday. But it's great to have everybody who is in the house with us tonight. Thanks so much to all of our teams. Thanks to you for being with us, to Brianne O'Neill, our video engineer. And Brianne now is going to move on maybe to the On the Ice show, our Flyers show. And Ava Fife, our intern. Thanks to them, and thanks to you for being with us. High School Coaches Roundtable Show, presented by Rob's Automotive and Collision. Back with you next week here from Sandy's Beef and Ale.